Good afternoon, everyone. So it's 4:01, so I'm going to propose that we start at 4:03 to allow a few more people to arrive.
Paula, we will need another minute. Ethan needed to restart the computer. So,
Okay,
yeah, just
thanks.
letting you know.
Great. Hi, everyone. So for those who didn't hear, Ethan had to restart his computer. And as soon as he does that, we will start. Hey, Ethan.
Hello.
All right. Welcome to the July CAG meeting, everyone. Thanks for making the time to be here. I'm Paula, one of the facilitators of the CAG, along with my colleague Tara. And as always, I will pass it over to Ethan to start tonight's presentation.
Thank you, Paula. Apologies for the delay. I was out last week, but I hear there were also technical difficulties at CB3. So I think that the ESCR team is just cursed right now technologically. Okay, now I'm going to share. Can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Ethan Kraft. I am here for the program management team, HNTB Lero, on behalf of the New York City Department of Design and Construction for the East Side Coastal Resiliency Project. I'm joined here by colleagues from DDC and our partner agencies, as well as other members of the PMCM team. We will hit several of our bubbles tonight. We'll start with a little bit of upcoming community event, and then we'll go through each of our contracts as well as some other community engagement related items. So this Saturday on July 25th, we are joining the Lower East Side Ecology Center for their celebration of the City of Water Day. They will be conducting a walking tour of Pier 42, which we will be joining them for. And that will be followed by stewardship of the park's bioswale. Our team will also be there to provide information on some of the resilient features of East River Park. So we really appreciate LESIC partnering with us on this and allowing us to join them for this occasion. So hope to see many of you on Saturday. LESIC does ask that you register, so please use the link on your screen to go to their Eventbrite page. These are the three contracts we are going to discuss. We are actually going to discuss all three contracts tonight. So I will start with Project Area 2, which did reach substantial completion in 2024.
Ethan, it's Chanel. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was trying to take a screenshot of the flyer and it wouldn't let me. So could you email it over?
Yeah, absolutely. We can send you the full PDF.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. So Project Area 2, which is north of East River Park, Stuyvesant Cove Park, Astor Levy Playground, and Murphy Brothers Playground. This project reached substantial completion back in 2024, but you may see some slight pickup of activity as punch list items that were sort of waiting in the wings for materials or whatever was needed have come through. So some of those final punch list items you may see getting implemented into the park. You can see here there are some cones set around a sidewalk flag. There shouldn't be any significant access changes, but of course, if there are, we will keep everybody posted. Moving on to Project Area 1, which is mostly in East River Park. On the southern portion, we have flood wall and floodgate operations for the floodgates that are installed near Gouverneur Gardens and Pier 42. In that same section, there is also construction of the park's maintenance area. Our contractor has also begun excavating the area that will host the compost facility. So there will be some movement of dirt there, and then clean fill will be brought in. In location 2, work continues on the Parks M&O 2 building, which is the maintenance and operations building across from Grand Street. The tennis building, excuse me, the tennis building is also coming along in this area. And then there is utility work, mostly related to those two buildings, but also water main work going across Grand Street and things like that. In Area 3, north of the open areas, we have ongoing retaining wall activities for the East Houston Street retaining wall, and then Esplanade reconstruction and clean fill installation. In location 4, that's where our heaviest work in the park is at the moment. Deep sewer work, flood wall construction, and continued excavation of the area. Area 5 near Reese Houses, we have utility work, and then we are going to begin the installation of the piles for the East 10th Street Bridge. So I'll go into much more detail on that over the next few slides. The same is true for the East 13th Street flood wall construction. Location 6 is the open area of the park, punch list items throughout, and then you may see some activities on the Delancey Street and Corlears Hook bridges. I think I have a photo of one of those in a few slides. And then location 7 is the entirety of the FDR Drive. There will be occasional lane closures at night to accommodate bridge and flood wall work. So we reminded everybody to take a look at the CB3 slides from last week. So we are going to spend a little bit more time on some of the nitty-gritty details of the construction that is coming to the East 10th Street and East 13th Street areas, particularly near NYCHA Reese. Mobilization is underway in this area, so there is already activity there. But I am going to just go through 3 different types of pile operations that we are utilizing. We've developed this illustrative color scale that's meant to represent the noise volumes that are that should be expected under each method. We'll refer back to these three items over the next few slides. Starting from the left is the loudest and most disruptive method. That's an impact hammer where the pile is repeatedly hammered in order to get it into the ground. That is definitely the most disruptive. Next is the vibratory method. That's essentially a machine that's just vibrating the pile into the ground slowly. That is more of a continuous vibration, so it's still noisy, but it's not the repetitive banging that we experience in the impact hammer. And then finally, the drilling method is the least disruptive of the three. This includes both pre-drilling, where a pile will go to make it go into the ground more easily, as well as drilling the pile itself into the ground. So this is just a very general overview of the three piles. We have worked very hard to try and shift right on all of them. So as much as possible, we have tried to utilize the quieter methods of pile installation, and I'll talk a little bit more about that for each of the operations on the next few slides. Moving on to the East 10th Street Bridge. As I mentioned, there are some activities going on here now, but we anticipate the work related to pile installation to begin next week, around July 27th, and this will continue for approximately 1 to 2 months. It will be a noisy and disruptive operation, and I'm going to go through some of the mitigation strategies that we are employing to deal with that. Once the piles are installed, the assembly of the bridge will take place on East 10th Street. This will take about 2 months. And then during an overnight closure of the FDR drive, the bridge will be placed. And lastly, the contractor will construct the actual ramps. So this is an overview of the bridge, or a bird's eye view of the bridge. Where those ramp structures are, that's where all of the piles are going to go. So you can see how close it is to the building. You can imagine how disruptive it's going to be. We have been able to change the construction approach a little bit in this area to reduce the impact on residents. You can kind of follow along on the right side of the screen. We've made a graphic that kind of represents the three stages of the pile installation that we're undertaking. So the first 20 feet will be drilled into the ground, again, to allow that pile to insert into the ground more easily. The majority of the pile will be installed via vibration. So that's the repetitive vibration that is sinking it into the ground. And then for the last 5 to 10 feet, that is where we need to use the traditional hammering method, which is the most disruptive. Originally, all of these piles were called to be installed entirely by the hammering method. So we're very excited that the team has been able to adjust this to try to reduce the amount of time that residents are dealing with that extra loud pile installation. It will still be disruptive, but we are just doing everything that we can to reduce that impact to residents. As we've said before, building access will always be maintained during this operation. There will be limited access between the traffic circle and the FDR Drive service road to ensure safety for everybody. Emergency vehicles will always be allowed through there. There's also limited parking on the service road to allow those emergency vehicles to make the turn. We did develop a specific emergency access plan for this area. We shared that with FDNY and NYPD. We also went through it in detail on a call with those agencies and other leaders last week. And then we've shared it with NYCHA, Reese Management, and we've posted it in the area so that residents are kind of aware of what the emergency services should know. Moving a bit further north to the flood protection that is going adjacent to Reese in East River Park and crossing the FDR Drive. Again, I'm going to walk through the pile installation in 3 steps. So now this perspective is looking south. So Reese Houses is on the right side, East River Park is on the left. For the flood wall that is adjacent to Reese houses, we will be using the drilled method. So closest to Reese, we will use the least disruptive method of pile installation. Hopping over to East River Park, we will be doing the medium level, which is vibrating those sheets into the ground. Finally, crossing the FDR is where we still have to do the most disruptive installation of piles through that impact hammer. Unfortunately, we aren't able to pursue those other pile installation methods here. So as we've warned, this is going to be a noisy and disruptive operation. We do have noise monitors in place. And while we have been able to implement some mitigation tactics so far, we are still looking for any opportunity that we have to reduce the strain on residents. The water main work we've been mentioning around this area that included a water shutdown that happened last week and was successful. So that is all set. I know NYCHA put out their water station, so it was all successful there. Unfortunately, the work crossing the FDR drive, that pile installation, as well as those areas that are directly next to the FDR, that does have to be completed overnight per the Department of Transportation. We expect this most disruptive work to begin mid-August and continue for about 2 months. There is already some activity in the area to prepare the site. And then there will need to be movement of vehicles throughout the park side of the construction site in order to move materials throughout the site. Once we have specific dates for these operations, we will provide as much advance notice as possible through our formal advisories and by utilizing the night work page that we have set up for Reese residents. We already have an advisory out for the bridge work, and we will continue once the really disruptive work gets closer. We will try to remind folks that that is coming with more specifics. Transitioning into our construction photos. On the left here is Park's M&O facility number 1. This is adjacent to Pier 42. It's basically a vehicle parking area. And then on the right here, I mentioned the bridge work. You can see workers here removing the overhang protection from the Corlears Hook Bridge. Again, that operation has to take place overnight because, as you can see, it impacts traffic on the FDR Drive. Both of these photos actually are from the M&O area number 2, which is across from Grand Street. You can see them installing the privacy fencing here. So that area is coming along. We still anticipate turning that over to Parks later this year. And then back in the park itself, we have curb form work for the pathways that are north of fields 3 and 4. So I know Desiree went through some of the openings that will be coming up later at CB3. Also, unfortunately, this caption is not updated, but this is protecting the concrete that is utilized for the East Houston Street retaining wall. So all of that concrete that you see there is new, and the workers there are just protecting it while it cures. For what we heard, I will just start by saying that I have to apologize. We have a bit of a backlog on inquiries at the moment, so we are working through those. For instance, Wendy, I know that we owe you a response to an email, so we are working through those, and I apologize for the delay. We've mentioned the replacement drainage grates before. The final steps of fabrication are underway, so we do hope that those are installed in August. And then ponding conditions has been a big topic. We've received reports of ponding in and around some of the completed phase 1 areas, and we review each of those reports. Because each location may have different causes, responsibilities, and solutions, we have to treat each ponding situation individually as they require some site-specific solutions if those solutions are able to be implemented by us. As we all know, the recent extreme rainfall has put significant pressure on drainage systems across the city. Following last weekend's storm, we were made aware of ponding on the FDR Drive at Delancey Street, right under the Delancey Street Bridge. We've also received reports related to Delancey Street, the Delancey Street lawn and Corlears Hook Park. Tuesday, there was another flash flood warning. We did not receive any ponding reports from those locations during Tuesday's storms, though there was less rain in Manhattan than during the previous weekend. Regardless of the cause, whether it is construction related or not, the project and operations teams have been reminded of the procedures and precautions that are in place when there's a flash flood warning or when there is a storm approaching. So we've used this as an opportunity to make sure that all of those steps are being undertaken to prevent ponding as much as possible while construction is ongoing. Going to some of our targeted outreach for that most disruptive work that I've been describing, we will be at the Reese Tenant Association meeting on August 11th, as well as the August 29th Family Day. We hosted a virtual meeting for Reese residents a couple of weeks ago. That recording is posted to our website, as well as the slide deck, which has been translated into Spanish and Chinese. We will coordinate with NYCHA on email blasts to residents as needed. As we've requested and reminded folks, we do appreciate any assistance in getting the word out. We do our best to be in the field and in the community, getting this information out, but any assistance you're able to provide in letting your family members, friends, and neighbors know is helpful. We are trying to keep the Nightwork page up to date as we learn more information about these specific operations. I'll touch on the call for art, which we announced a couple of months ago. We've received a couple of submissions so far, so that's very exciting. We have many months to go, so we are hoping to receive more. But just a reminder of this effort, please, if you know any artists or any budding artists, please share our flyer with them so that they can potentially see their artwork on our construction fencing. Environmental monitoring, our air quality monitors remained in the same place from the prior month. In June, there were a few longer duration events, or actually there were fewer longer duration events, but more frequent events. Several of these are from off-site activities unrelated to construction, but for those that were related to construction, dust mitigation methods were applied. And particularly with these heat waves that we've been having, we will continue to remind the contractor that they need to be very responsive during dusty conditions. Moving on to parallel conveyance, which is the improvement of sewer infrastructure within the city across from the FDR. In location 1, there is some utility work ongoing in Corlears Hook Park, or rather in the pathway that's between the park itself and the FDR Drive. At Lewis and Delancey Street, there's some progress moving forward there. I will touch on that in a couple of slides, as well as East Houston and Columbia Street. Up north in location 5, they're moving things forward there. There's only weekend work in this area, so the water main and sewer installation there can only happen on Saturdays and Sundays. That's due to our DOT permit. And then in location 6, which is Avenue C with bits of East 20th and East 23rd as well. We do expect work in this location to increase in August. So when we have more information on that timing and those activities, we will issue formal advisories. This slide is largely unchanged from the previous CAG. Utility work is moving forward, and then the actual parallel conveyance sewer installation is still to be scheduled. The team still anticipates final restoration of the area to begin by the end of the year, which includes, or that the playground and the turf area are included in that final restoration umbrella. So as soon as the end of the year is when the work on those will get started. At the Williamsburg Bridge, final restoration is moving forward on Delancey Street South and Lewis Street. They anticipate that to be completely finished in August, so that's very exciting. On the north side, water main installation is beginning, and they anticipate that to be completed next month. The same is true for the PC sewer, which has been going on for longer. Completion is anticipated in August, and then final restoration on the north side of the bridge will come at a later date. At East Houston and Columbia Street, there is the PC sewer installation is moving forward. August is also an anticipated completion date for this project, and then final restoration will follow. These photos are of Delancey Street South. You can see on the left, there's some new curb flags going, or sidewalk flags going in. And then on the left, there is the new asphalt base for the road restoration. On Columbia Street, there's a few different sort of stages of the parallel conveyance process. The left are pieces of precast concrete going in for the parallel conveyance sewer. In the middle, you can see the encasement of a steam main. That's some of that utility work that there's a lot of on that project. And then there's helical pile installation in Columbia Street to support the parallel conveyance sewer once it is installed. As we wrap up, I'll go through some of our upcoming meetings. We will be at the NYCHA Wald and PSA 4 Combined Family Day on Tuesday, August 4th. As I mentioned, we'll be at the Reese Tenant Association meeting on Tuesday, August 11th. Our CAG, we have a tradition of doing written CAGs in August, so I will ask that you all confirm that during the latter portion of your meeting tonight. We typically deliver those around the same date of when the CAG would be. So in this case, it would be around Thursday, August 27th. And then Reese Family Day will be on August 29th. We will be in attendance there. And we were at CB3 Parks last week, but we will be back again at their next meeting in September. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Wendy.
Hi, nice to hear all this. And I have a couple questions. I know there's like a maximum level for dust and stuff. Is there a maximum level for noise?
Yes, there is.
What is that?
I don't know it off the top of my head, so I'll have to get back to you.
And does that come with the duration?
This
Or-
is where there's like different ways that it's measured. So in the interest of not misspeaking, I'll get you more information on how that's measured.
Okay. Because I looked up the decibel levels of the different ways of drilling, and it's significant. So
Yes.
I'm glad you're doing so much to let people in the building know, and Reese know, and also reducing it as much as possible. That's good. You showed a slide where you showed Pier 42 and you mentioned vehicle parking. How many vehicles there and where are they coming from? And how are they getting there?
This is just for parks vehicles. I can look up the exact capacity, but it is just for parks maintenance and operations vehicles. And it's set off from, that will eventually be, the shared use path.
Yes, I
So
know. I've been concerned about that all along because it's not very
yes.
wide. And you have bicycles going in two directions, plus runners, pedestrians. There's a lot of people using that
Sure.
shared youth path. And it was always a kind of a conflict point before, and now you've added a parking spots there. So that's why I'm concerned about where are the vehicles coming from. They're likely to be trucks, is that right?
I'm not sure. I would have to defer to parks, but I can get the exact dimensions of the shared use path in this area as well as the parking area. And just to clarify, this was always in the design, so this is not a
I
design
know it
change
was
of any
always in the
kind.
design, and
Okay.
I always spoke out against it because I thought it was a disaster waiting to happen. But here it is. And how will, what kind of speed limit is along there? Is it 5 miles an hour? Is it 10 miles an hour? How are you going to make sure it stays safe?
We'll take a look at what the signage and striping plan calls for, and we'll gather more information about this area for you.
Thank you. I'm actually really concerned about it. You also showed a picture of a wall at Houston Street.
Mhm.
And where is that wall? Is it on the east side of the drive? Is it on the west side of the drive? Yeah, this one.
Yes, this is on the east side of the drive in the park. So this will be buried with fill when the project is
That's
done.
what I wondered about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the very top here is where the community will enter at grade.
That is so much fill. Oh my
It is a
goodness.
lot of fill. It is. And that's why they have to install this retaining wall to make sure that the overpass structure can support the fill and the park can support the overpass. So it's just
Wow.
bolstering the wall that was already there.
Wow. And I don't know if any, that I don't know how many feet this is, first of all. Is that like 15 or 20 feet?
I'll look at the exact one. This is the highest point of the park.
Okay, yeah, and I remember the plan was to, be level at grade. And
Yes.
I'm just really curious to see how many barge loads it's going to be of materials in there, and how much also vibration and noise adjacent to barouche houses, right? Um,
Sure.
yeah, and was there any, there was so much conflict right above it where runners were going into the park, and yet some, when the FDR is backed up, drivers come up the ramp and go back down the ramp to avoid a few feet of congestion. Is there any, like a camera being added there, any kind of safety, anything? And I know the one poor person who did get killed there, she was on the drive itself, not on these ramps. But is there any discussion with DOT about making that a little less treacherous for people crossing over?
As the design stands, we are not doing anything in the roadway itself, so that will stay. There are security features once you're in the park, but we will take this back and see if DOT is willing to explore something there.
Because I even remember we looked at the bollards on the park
Yes.
side and thought, could a car from the FDR come right into the park there? Has that ever been addressed?
Yes. So there are, I think we've highlighted the security in this area before, but there are bollards and boulders at the entrance of the park here, including a vehicle gate for like emergency vehicles and parks. But a random car from the FDR drive should not be able to access the park.
Oh, and back to that parking area by Pier 42, how do the vehicles get there? It's all on that, they're only coming from the south, is that correct, at Montgomery? Or were they also coming over bridges?
I will have to get back to you on that. I know that the only bridge that is rated for vehicles will be the Corlears Hook Bridge and then the Houston Street entrance. But I'll ask Parks if they know whether this is going to be a two-way
Oh,
street.
I didn't realize the Houston Street had vehicle entrance. Is that something new?
No, only for emergency vehicles and parks maintenance. I'll bring back up the diagram that we made in this area to make it a little bit more clear.
Okay. And, the question of ponding, which, I know you're going to come back to us on, and you said during construction. What about after construction?
Yes. As I was saying it, I thought I might need to clarify it, so I'm glad you asked.
Sorry.
No, that's quite all right. I guess I would split it up by saying, like, the ponding that was on the FDR drive, if it's construction related, we will find a solution for it. For the areas that are complete, the same is true, but we are not only looking at areas that are actively under construction. So both completed areas and the construction area are being looked at.
Okay, that's
Does that
good.
answer your question?
Yeah, and I know, the lack of drainage on the new bridges, et cetera, maybe contributes. I don't know, but that's my questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wendy.
Does anyone else have a question? All right. I don't see any. Going once, going twice. All right. Well, thank you, Ethan.
Thank you all. You all know how to reach us if you think of any questions, so please don't hesitate. Thank you.
Thanks, Ethan. All right, CAG. I
Well,
propose.
before, I think, I'm
Oh.
not sure, I don't want to interrupt, but I know
Oh.
Parks is here and
They're
well,
here?
it's not, Therese is not from here from Parks, but it looks like a Kaylin Chen is here. So Kaylin, sorry not to put you on the spot, but Therese said that we would have some answers for today's meeting earlier today. So I'm going to have to ask if maybe we can ask you these questions. I know a couple of things Ethan had touched on with regard to the ponding, but I think there were still some outstanding questions that we didn't get responses for. And Therese told us that she would be on today's call to answer them. So, okay. All right. So you are here on her behalf, but you don't have those answers. So, and you have, okay. All right. Well, she's also aware of them, so we will just continue to follow up, but it's disappointing to hear because we've been following up for quite some weeks on this and not much movement, and we've been calling and emailing. So, all right. Sorry, just had to call that out.
Can I also say there's the CCL is also here. So does the CCL have any answers? Oh, she just left. Never mind.
Can you guys hear me? I'm flipping through screens. So yeah, just as a reminder, the questions we're following up with Parks on are about if the solar panel poles if something could be added to them to create more shade. The question about if any benches can be moved to accommodate the placement of shade umbrellas, and then what the status is of the picnic area at Pier 42 that we saw a few weeks ago on our walkthrough. We're wondering if that area is permanent or temporary. And that if it's permanent, if we could still be able to get some shade there, because there are these picnic tables there that are just fully exposed. So maybe we could get some, even if that picnic area is temporary, the question is, could we get some umbrellas down there, even just on a temporary basis, and remove them later? So yes, I will share those answers with you when we get them.
Do you want to add the questions I just asked or no? Put them in the text if you want.
Well,
mean,
they'll be in the notes that I prepare, but I didn't
Okay.
jot them all down, but I listened to the recording again to get the full notes.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm just, it's frustrating that safety around Houston Street, I never heard that. I don't remember hearing that vehicles would come into the park that way, even emergency. Here's Therese Flores now.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, sorry about that. My phone died. I had to try and get to a computer, so I'm at my desk finally. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for being here.
No, my pleasure.
So cool. Yeah. Therese, I don't know do you happen to have some answers about a few of the questions
Sure.
that the CAG had about solar panel poles, if anything can be added to them to provide shade? The question about if benches can be moved.
Yeah, benches can be moved. Solar panel poles I asked about like 2 years ago, and they were still under guarantee. I wouldn't attach anything to them without knowing like how their footings are made, and I gave that over to Max Goodstein. I don't know if he joined earlier.
No.
Okay. So he's our deputy chief of staff who's a landscape architect, and I had asked if we could put shade sails on them. And so because they were under guarantee, you can't really change the design of things. So I think we're past guarantee now, but I can make sure. We don't want to void any warranties. We don't want to, cause undue stress on these poles because they're resilient, right? They're supposed to stand up to flooding, but then if we put a big tarp on it or a big shade sail and it takes off on us or gets destabilized, it kind of undoes that resilience. So yeah, I really think it would be something worthwhile looking into, but I think putting them in with their own posts is much more ideal. And having planted trees in pots might be a good interim solution. Things that'll provide, like Juneberry shrubs or single stem Juneberries that could provide shade next to a bench, might be something worth looking into, because I think that's a faster fix than anything else that doesn't require as much permission. and coordination. You know, we can buy pots, we can buy plants. It's something a corporate group could help us get. So I feel like that's a much more helpful, quick solution under their circumstances.
Wendy,
I'm glad to hear that potted plants in pots are possible. We understood that it was too much maintenance for parks. Is that being
It
changed?
is. No, it is. It's always been, but it's worth it, right? Because we need shade. So could we get,
Definitely need shade. And
yeah.
I
So
think living stuff was a preferred thing, and they are doing it at the Sty Cove end, right? They've
yeah,
added planters. We were told it couldn't be done here because of under something, whatever's underneath, who knows? But it would be great if you could find out more about that
yeah.
possibility.
What we would need to do is find a way to have them watered, right? And so that's something that needs to be looked into with the pots and with the trees. So, you know, I have these wonderful interns around. One of them is on this call.
Oh,
So I hope, Kaylin, you're taking note of this potential project for us. It's irrigation, so you, Will, and Lucy might find it interesting. And it's
that
something I love doing.
that's great because if you go down to the park right now, I don't know if Kaylin, if you've gone there on a morning or afternoon, but it's broiling, and we've
It's
heard
brutal.
it's brutal and it's unusable. And if one of
Yeah,
the goals of this project was accessibility, that's a big point of failure right now.
yeah,
So it would be really great to find out timing and what's possible and how they might be watered. There's so many, I don't know what you call the water boxes, hookups, but is it the right kind of water? Is it the right pressure for drip or other kinds of irrigation?
yeah. Friends of Tompkins Square Park have got a grant for 5,000, and they found a woman to create an irrigation system for her pollinator pockets, which is an above ground system. It doesn't require a plumber to hook up the whole thing. And it's maintainable by volunteers. Now, Kathleen is there every day, and she would be able to, keep things running. So you really need a really dedicated core of volunteers that said, "Hey, I'm going to be there Monday. Hey, I'm going to be there Tuesday." Hey, really putting in like an hour or two every day of the week just to keep things functional and make sure timers are running, make sure the water source is not tampered with or offline or parts are stolen.
Right.
Um,
And, Tompkins Square Park is relatively small and flat compared to East River Park, and distance between water source and things that need water.
you guys actually have more water sources than Tompkins,
That's good, but we have less shade from taking from one to the other.
but at
So,
least you have the water. That makes it possible to do other things. So let me look into the idea, and since I have the resources with these interns, it'd be fun to
oh,
look
that
into.
would be great. Thank you.
I have 7 of them.
Yes.
yeah, let's put them to work.
Oh, that's great. Will some of them be going on the tour that just got announced today with
But
Pier 42? Did you see that on City of
No,
Water?
I'd love to
it's
know.
the City of Water event on Saturday.
No,
Sweet. No, I'll invite them. See if they're interested.
yeah, it's at
Kaylin,
9 in the
can
morning
you
at
look
Pier
that up?
42. Here, I'll put the link in the chat.
Sweet. Kaylin, can you hear me? Do you want to unmute?
Yes, I'm in the library right now, but
Oh,
I
okay,
would
I'll
like
leave you
to go
alone.
since there are, I saw that they're doing like biosoils there, and we're doing that at Tompkins.
Thank you. Fantastic. All right.
Here comes the link.
Yay. Yay.
Anything else from the CAG?
So, what do you mean from the CAG? Oh, from your
I'm just
committee. All
asking the
right.
CAG members if, we have you here, Therese, if they have any questions for you.
There aren't too many of us here today.
No.
Uh,
I say Diane. Hi, Diane.
Hello.
so there's the link to the event on Saturday. but might be good to hear from Lower East Side Ecology. Can I say one thing that bugged me?
Yeah.
So we saw in the past, the signage in the parks did not mention Lower East Side Ecology stewardship or Sty Cove stewardship. The
Right.
sign was about recreation and comfort stations, but not including these two resources, public resources. And
Right.
today there was a slide that showed where the work is going on, and I have it here. I can tell you which one it is because I made screenshot. Let's see. But once again, it was slide number 11. And I don't know if I can share it with you, but you'll see it's page number 11 rather. And it lists, the bridge and Pier 42, and it says where there's work going on, maintenance and tennis. And Ethan said work is underway at the future Lower East Side Ecology Center lot, but it's not marked on the map. And to me, it's the beginning of continuing to not put up signage that includes the Ecology Center or the Sty Cove, or Solar One. So I hope its future signage will include these, like they include the ball fields and everything else.
Yeah,
So
so we have operating agreements that I think Lori said Ecology is seeking. And to have those signs, we have to have an operating agreement, like an MOU, in place that kind of lays out the guidelines for those signs and where they can be placed and what size and what have you, fonts. Like we get down in the nitty gritty for some reason.
I bet.
So yeah, it's good and it's bad because like you want to be creative, but like it streamlines the process and just makes sure that we have a visible look that allows people to realize it's a city park, so that it still stays public. It's got to have some kind of identity, and so our brand is what is maintained so that people feel like they're in a city park and they don't feel like they're in a private institution that maybe they're not allowed to be in. So there's that balance that it really allows. It has that sense.
This is your sign. This is not a separate sign. They were slatted signs. They were right by the bridge at 6th Street. There's another one further down.
Yeah.
And it just left off. Don't you have an agreement with Solar One or Sty Cove at this point?
They're not our park. They're not parkland. They're EDC property.
See. So, okay. So anything like that needs to be separately done. Because I have to say, that's always made me wonder,
Mhm.
here's Lower East Side Ecology Center. It's got $5 million in city council money.
Right.
No sign in the park about where it is. So,
Yeah, that would be nice to change. And I think they're seeking an agreement with the agency right now. So I'm not sure where that is though.
okay. Right. Thank you.
Thanks.
I don't have that sign handy in my,
Yeah, wayfinding signs are needed. There's a lot of stuff that's needed. Signs that say, "Hey, if you want to pull a weed, the mugwort's okay," or the Phragmites go to town, have a blast. And by the way, there's bindweed. Go ahead, take your fill. Yeah, we talked about that early on with Noriko. I think the woman from M&I, who was designing a lot of our horticulture. So yeah, I welcome signs that really help us maintain the park. And give credit to Lori Site Ecology for all the hard work they do in this heat.
right. We had, there was signage, wasn't it Pentagram Group that was doing signs related to the underlying infrastructure? And yeah, are those going in at some point, or is that like not happening?
I can check and find out because I don't remember them. If you can send me a picture of them, or I can ask Ethan if he has old CAG meeting.
Wendy, I think you might be thinking of something we discussed a couple times at CB3. I believe Noriko actually did a presentation, and there was interest in putting up horticultural signage. But as Therese said, that's kind of dependent on having an agreement with an organization that's going to care for those things. And so we kind of put it to the side until the Ecology Center finishes their talks with Parks.
Okay, the ones I remember were really about the infrastructure, how the park was built up. We were discussing, should the QR code maybe go to different languages rather than on the sign, things like that.
Okay, I don't remember those.
This is way back, boy.
I remember
Yeah.
them.
You remember it, yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
I thought they were going
Well-
to go in. I was happy to hear about them, and I was really excited. But I'm sad that they're not there yet.
So Ethan has now sent me a slideshow from 2024 with the safety features at Houston, which I'll put the link in the chat if you want to see it, in case you want to see it. Okay. Okay.
What else, CAG members?
You mean specifically for parks?
No, anything.
Oh, well, I'm wondering if we ever heard back from our council members about the shade umbrellas that they thought they might be able to buy us.
No,
We never heard back.
no. Should I reach
Okay.
out?
Yes, let's find out, because there's no point in pestering Therese
Yeah.
about moving benches if we
Yeah.
don't have any umbrellas yet.
Okay, will do.
How many more years are left on the solar pole guarantee?
I gotta look that up. I gotta find out.
Okay, thank you.
Something I asked Stephen Hampson, and he is. We just accepted the new sod that they put down, and we're gonna meet to cut it properly tomorrow, so my staff don't destroy it, because they're all brand new, and I need to make sure they do it right. So that's
Where
gonna
is
be a
that?
meeting.
Where's the sod for?
Do you know where the sod has already been put in? It's quite established and it's quite long right now, and so we gotta cut it. So I gotta make sure they cut it high and not leave any thatch so that they don't burn it out. So that's a meeting we have tomorrow at 2. So we'll be in the
You
park
mean
tomorrow at 2.
on that big lawn by the Delancey. Okay.
Yeah, looks quite nice right now. Lofty.
Anything else for Therese or on other topics?
You asked about the ponding area.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, who was that? That said,
Oh, that
Go
was
ahead.
Diane. Sorry, that was Diane. No, I was going to change the subject, but if you want to talk about ponding first, that's great.
So when I walked through the park the first time we accepted it, I noticed that it wasn't draining there. And I said, if it doesn't drain and it's winter and it rains, we're going to get ice capades. And they said, okay, we're going to redo that. Also, when it's windy there, because of that drainage problem, the wind blows the spray shower water over that drain field for the spray shower and into that area where it's got poor drainage. So that's another thing I pointed out, and I talked to Alvis about today, and he's the RE. So he's looking into when they're going to redo that and fix it so that it's not a drainage problem. They're going to do that when they address some ADA issues at that area as well. So yeah, that's something on the radar, hasn't been addressed yet. Also, I can turn down the spray shower so that it doesn't do that as much. Whenever you see it, just give me a call and I can adjust it.
You mean the kids' spray shower near the Fireboat house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they set it too high. Like all of a sudden we'll get an increase in pressure and nobody's there to like turn it down. And it'll just be like a rocket of water 10 feet up. And we're like, ah. We've got a lot of new water connections being built. And so sometimes you get a little extra pressure when something gets turned off, and lots of fun to regulate it.
Were there any surprises with the storm last weekend or this week that, were things that weren't expected, or did things pretty much work as expected except for the ponding around Delancey?
I think that I still haven't assessed fully every single site that washed out and had issues. I'm concerned about quite a few areas I need to walk through still. Because we had so much damage around the whole area, just in general, like a lot of drains getting filled with mud and things that I'm clearing out still and getting on top of. So tree debris, tons of tree debris everywhere. We're working with volunteers to remove and getting on top of all the mowing because this amount of water just makes everything grow happily. I'm also worried about the sumac because the sumac is kind of taking over and getting overgrown and getting into pathways. So I might be pulling some of it out and putting it in other parks. So if anybody wants sumac, I kind of feel like we have gotten abundance and we need to back off a little.
I think Pier, the Echo Pier, Fit 35, it has, it might need some fill-in. It seems like people run around inside those tree spots with their dogs, and they look really, the last time I looked, they look kind of bare.
So
So
the
might have
problem
been
with Pier
spring there.
35 is that the BMCR construction of those flip ups, it cut off water because I think they also had water main work. And
Oh,
so we haven't had water there for so long that we've lost soil. The only thing growing is what is most resilient, which is the sumac. And so it's kind of, if we put more stuff there, it won't survive and it'll be kind of futile until I get water there. And so you'll notice that the lawn is also not a lawn, right? It's just a mess. And we've been discussing that because Trevor keeps bringing it up, thankfully, being quite a loud voice for us on that. And I have one intern focusing on it right now so that when we do get someone who can come in and help us fund rebuilding it, if we don't get any mitigation funding or some other type of funding to get it rebuilt after so many months without water, it's just another thing on the plate that I have to like figure out. Like,
I saw so many people who like went out of their way to let their dogs romp in their little treats parts. And I don't know how to, if it's fencing or, what is it that would keep a dog out? But that just seems so like it was not going to help anything.
I don't know how to get dog owners to respect horticulture anymore. And it seems like I'm outnumbered. And it's not something I found my interns are helping me actually look at it right now because we're looking at the volume of dogs that we have in parks, especially those breaking rules. And we're just kind of like doing a foot in the water, counting when and where, especially on where I have new lawns, because they just, they're like, lawn, let's go, wreck it. It's not that they know they're wrecking it, and having some kind of, I don't know, ad campaign or some kind of push to get people to recognize that, the salts in the urine of the dog's urine is really killing the roots of the plants. It's messing up the soil. You can't really do that and have a nice lawn. It's just, and not have happy trees and all these things. You have to keep adding in soil amendments. You have to keep adding in a lot of work. And I don't think people see it.
I agree with you that people don't see it, and there weren't many dog people at early on involved in the conversations about East River Park, and I'm still going to mention again the possibility of a dog run in the north end around the area where they are redesigning for is it called the Greenway Path over around Con Ed? It's at 14th Street. That area is going to get redone sometime. To me, that's a logical place somewhere to have a dog run because there's no place for dogs. And,
right.
So to me,
Well, right now it's the whole park.
I know, but if there was a place where dogs did belong, it would be easier to say, take your dog there if you want him off the leash rather than.
They used to go to the dance oval, I remember, and they were quite happy over there off leash before 9 a.m. back in the day.
Right. But we don't have the dance oval. We don't have the labyrinth anymore.
No.
And I would love to see the labyrinth come back. I thought
Me
that
too.
was very
Me too.
important active contemplation. It wasn't passive space, and it was just paint, right?
Yeah.
It's not a huge thing. So I'm still in favor of it, maybe in a spot like where the fireboat house comes down.
Me too.
possible to
Yeah.
put there, where there's
Yeah.
kind of steps where people can kind of watch and
If,
see.
especially if the fireboat's house comes down and there's nothing in taking its place, that would be a perfect place for it. And I see kids enjoying labyrinths all over the city. And it's
Yep.
nice to have.
Yeah, at all ages. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Any other questions or topics we should chat about?
Sorry,
Paula, I
Mom.
was just going to ask if we're planning to meet in August.
Oh yeah, thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
Are we okay with our typical getting a written update in lieu of a meeting?
That would be
You cut off after that would be.
something crazy planned for August, but
Sorry, Diane, you got cut off at least to me. Could you repeat?
yes, I think that's fine. We probably should ask Ethan if he anticipates having any big news in August.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like it, but
Yeah.
because I think the one thing I would say is that, you know, if we don't meet in August and we just get a written report, how do the folks at Reese Houses stay in touch? Would, you know, Ethan go meet with them, you know, on site at a tenant association meeting, something, just so that they don't get cut off from information if we only get a written report in August.
Okay. I will bring that up with him.
Great.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you, Wendy and Diane
Okay.
and Richard for being here. And Therese. I was just calling
Yes.
out CAG
Sorry
members.
to be so late, and thank you, my intern, for being here too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Thanks, you
Thank you
guys.
so much, Kaylin.
All right, everyone. Have a good
Um,
evening.
All right.
Thank
See you
you.
in September.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.